So thinking about, you mentioned how, it's grown so much, and like even the situation, how to get into the sport when it first started, or like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when we were in high school.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember, like getting introduced like, oh, what is this sport, and seeing it as a fan, right? And yeah, it's not as mainstream, for sure. It wasn't as mainstream. But even looking at, if you watch some of the fights from like early 2000s, from me as a fan perspective, you see basically two different disciplines, and it's like, how are these guys stylistically going to match up? That was kind of what it was, or from my perspective. It's like, okay, you have a striker and a wrestler. Who's going to win, right? You have a striker jiu-jitsu guy, wrestler jiu-jitsu guy, right? It wasn't so much like, oh, this guy is super
MMA.
well-rounded. Yeah, it wasn't MMA yet. I guess it was mixing martial arts, but not one person.
A mixed martial artist.
Yeah. And what can you say about that, I guess? Because now even the way that you guys train, I mean, you do every single discipline of training, plus what you grew up doing, right?
Yes.
But how has that evolved for you in just your career in the past 10, 12 years? Like, has your training evolved to become more focused on everything?
Most definitely. Like once MMA got exposed with more attention, like I said, there was more attention, so there was more research being done, there was more time being put in by other people, by fans, by sports analysts, by fighters, by martial artists. There's just way more attention that people gave, so people started breaking it down and doing this and that. And like, just when I started, bro, like I was always raised around I started from karate, right? But I had this family environment, but it was old school. Like when I started training with my uncle and everybody, like it wasn't ever like you went into the gym and you wasn't expecting to come out feeling happy and joyful. It was just, you was expecting to just go in there and do work no matter what type of physical activity. So it was like a no bitch thing. I ain't no bitch. Gonna go in there and I'm just gonna do work. From karate, I did that all the way to when I started MMA. So when I had MMA, and it was I was used to that. Like I was used to the coaches not being like, just the tough love. I love that shit. Like I thrived off of that because I wasn't used to being praised. I wasn't the one being praised all the time either. I wasn't the one getting picked first in the football. We were playing street football, you know what I'm saying? So I was around these like, oh, I gotta grind. And those hardships totally changed now, because it's like, bro, before I could spar 5 days a week. Right, and it's evolved now that you don't want to be taking this mental damage, and you need to invest your time and your energy the proper way. Like you see Tom Brady, bro, he's one of the oldest guys in the NFL. Why does he have 7 rings? Because of the way he invests his time and his energy, and he has people around him that enhance him to do that. That's why he has 7 rings. Hate on him all you like. You know what I'm saying? Because he puts in the most time in what he does, whether it's like his family around him understands who he is, and he's more than football. He's more than a quarterback. But when everybody know who Tom Brady is, right? Because of how big his brand is. He could stop playing, but it's just how obsessive he is with what he's doing, with his investment. And he's at a point where he knows it's more than just football for him, right? That's just his life. He wakes up doing that. I'm like, bro, if you cannot drink coffee and strawberries in your life, you crazy, bro. Something's wrong. You got something in your head that's like, wow, bro. I'm just saying, they invest their time, and it's evolved so much to where they ain't getting beat up anymore. That's
an interesting point, because let's touch on that a little bit before we get back to the topic. But for everything, and you know me very well, with all of my athletes, there's certain things that will, of course, elevate your performance, make you a better athlete, better person, all of that. But there is a cost to all of this. And I think that should be considered too, because it's whatever cost and investment and everything that you're willing to sacrifice and do and put into this, your body and your sport. Not everyone wants to do that. Because if it was that easy, everyone would be competing at a high level, right? But there is a cost to get a certain level of performance. So talking about what you just did, Tom Brady investing, and it's not only financial cost. This is time, your energy, everything else that goes into your support system, right? thinking about that, what can you say about, what's your perspective on the cost of performing better?
The cost is priceless, bro. Like if it's, and like everyone, it's the time and energy you put into it, right? Like if you want to be great, bro, you need to put in that great time. It needs to be great, you know. Like that's just, it's plain and simple. Like you ain't gonna get the ass you want by sitting on the couch every day. You know what I mean?
Well, then you're just not gonna get
right.
To that.
You're not gonna get to where you want to be. Like it's not, the cost of greatness is everything, bro. It's your time, it's your energy, it's your emotions, it's the psyche. And if you never been there psychologically in a situation, you'll never understand that situation. You can critique it all you want, you can judge it all you want, but if you never been there, you don't know. You know, and I think like once athletes know that, like everyone reacts differently. Like you don't think Tom Brady knows how many people hate what he does and hate him and how hated he is? You think he cares about that? He has to, bro. Into a fact of where it doesn't affect him emotionally, but to a point where this guy's waking up every day still winning 7 rings. It has to affect him some way. It cannot, bro. Like, you know what I mean? To have all of that, it's like, you don't know, and for you to judge that, okay, you have millions and millions of people loving you or hating you and critiquing you and judging you. You don't even know that. You know what I mean? I have a little bit of that when I fight and all that, but I'm saying like it's heavy on everyone. You know, because people always put, like when you're a professional athlete, a lot of the professional athletes get put on a pedestal. When you get put on a pedestal, now you have these standards that the people are, oh, I thought you were this, I thought you were that. No, you're still human, bro.
Exactly.
You know, we all human. You know what I mean? Like I've had fights and they're like, Yancy, you horrible, bro. You fucking quit fighting. I'm like, damn, bro, I just lost my fight, gave my heart out there. Like, okay, looking for your next fight. Let me know how it goes.
Unfortunately, exactly what you said. The people that are probably critiquing you the hardest, they're the ones that aren't willing to put this cost in or this time in or investment to even try.
Hey, and for the people that are critiquing me the hardest, just to let you know, I'm the hardest critic. So you can critique me all you like, bro. Like my opinion matters most to me.
And that's good. That's one of the things that drives you a lot. I mean, you know, even like good times, obstacles, and everything. Our conversations, those are some of the good things that I look forward to, because you don't need someone to be telling you what you're, you know, to think to improve or all of this. You're always constantly trying to figure out how to get better, regardless of the last outcome. You know, what can I do to fix or, you know, make everything work a little better together? And even, you know, today, right before this, that's always the conversation. Like, hey, I think, you know, I got to start doing this, or I got to, you know, implement this. That's part of the investment. It's like you said, it could be you're obsessed with performing well, but or it also could be that, you know, that's part of the investment that you have to really focus and think about like what kinds of things you can implement, right?